Perfect. All right. Hi everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon from wherever you join. Welcome to first event of Delhi Tech Community for 2025, and I'm pleased to announce that today we have two amazing things going to happen. One is we are having Janarthanan with us, who is going to give us an amazing session on AI part. You will get something more around that specific area. And second a session we are having as AMA, Ask Me Anything, specifically on Microsoft Fabric. So our all the organizers from our Delhi Tech community like Gomathi, Prince, Rajendra, Abhinav, they are all going to share the expertise of on Fabric. So if you guys have any question, you can feel free to drop into this chat window, or if you are watching it from YouTube live, you can just write the question into the live session. We are happy to accommodate. And also earlier we just posted few form on the social media to get your input, so we are already getting some questions which our speakers or our experts are ready with those answers, so we are going to talk about that as well. So with this note, I also want to introduce with everyone with our new co-organizer for 2025. I would like to introduce Gomathi here, who is again a new face for our Delhi Tech community from this year. So probably you will be able to see more and more posts and more content and amazing new ideas towards this community from Gomathi this year. So first of all, welcome Gomathi to Delhi Tech community and first event as a organizer into Delhi Tech community. Right.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So with this note, I would not taking more time, and I would like to hand over stage to Janarthanan to start with the first session for the event today. So over to you, Janarthanan.
Hey, thanks, Dhruvin, for introducing me. A fantastic introduction on the year beginning 2025. So I started with my first event, the Delhi Tech community for this year, and I hope my screen is visible.
Yes.
Okay. So good morning and good evening and good afternoon, whoever joined the different parts of the world.
Perfect.
So welcome to the first event
All right.
presented by the Delhi Tech community. So I'm happy to present my session on the Delhi Tech community. Shield your co-pilot with Azure AI. Okay. So this is one of the interesting topic. How are we going to shield your entire co-pilot with the help of your Microsoft Azure Content Safety Service? So that we will discuss as part of the entire agenda. Let me introduce myself. So I'm Janarthanan Selvaraj. I'm Microsoft MVP under the AI platform, as well as I'm a Microsoft certified trainer, community lead for 2025. So earlier community lead name was your regional lead. Now it was renamed as community lead. So I'm a Microsoft certified trainer as well as a Microsoft Learn expert for the data as well as the AI domain. And currently I'm holding 14 Microsoft certifications related to Microsoft Azure platform. So I'm an author, global speaker, as well as the mentor. I used to mentor various hackathons like the Microsoft Imagine Cup, as well as the mentor for Smart India Hackathon and the Bank of Baroda Hackathon in my previous year as well. So I used to contribute articles as well as blogs. So you can, any questions related to the artificial intelligence as well as your generative AI, feel free to reach out to my LinkedIn handle. So this is my LinkedIn handle. And as well as any AI related stuffs, as well as the job opportunities, the career opportunities, the internship opportunities, as well as technical stuffs related to AI and Gen AI, I used to post in my YouTube handle. So this is my YouTube handle as well. And let's get started. The agenda for today's presentation, how are we going to shield your co-pilot with the help of your Azure AI Content Safety Service? So here we will be discussing about the text content moderation and how we are going to moderate text, how are we going to moderate images, and we will moderate the multi-modal content. And the three more new features which were added as part of the Azure AI Content Safety Services, the protected material detection for text, as well as the protected material detection for the code. And we will discuss about the unified API, how you are going to uh, distinguish jailbreak attack versus your indirect attack using your prompt shield. And we will finally discuss about how this type of copilot you will be able to monitor using monitor online activity. And finally, we'll talk about the responsible AI in your content safety service. So this is the overall agenda for today's discussion. The very first service with respect to your shielding your copilot, or also how are we going to protect your copilot, or how you need to safeguard your copilot, is with the help of the Azure AI Content Safety Service. This Azure AI Content Safety Service is a part of your Azure AI Foundry, which is your new service in your Microsoft Azure platform. Earlier, the Azure AI Foundry was named as your Azure AI Hub. Now it has been renamed as your Foundry service. Azure AI's content safety service, it is going to detect both the harmful services as well as your AI generated content. If I want to moderate both the user content as well as the AI generated content, you can make use of the service known as the Azure AI Content Safety Service. And this particular Azure AI Content Safety Service, you will be able to moderate images, text, as well as your multi-modal content. This three type of content, if I want to detect any inappropriate or any harmful content related to text, related to images, related to multi-modal, you can make use of the Azure AI Content Safety Service. Under this Azure AI Content Safety Service, your entire content has been categorized into four important categories: hate content, your sexual content, self-harm content, and violence content. These are the categories you can categorize your content safety service. And if you notice the content safety service, all these severity levels has been assigned with a severity score on a range of 0 to 6. 0 as being the safe content, and your 6 as being your high severity content, and 2, which is your low content, your 4 is your medium content, and 6 stands for your very high severity content. All these content, whether your content has to be blocked or content has to be accepted, we will be discussing using your content safety services. So any type of content, the moment you have provided as an input with the help of a prompt, the content safety API is going to detect. If it is your text, then text to moderation API will be used. If it is your images, image moderation API will be used. If you are having a content related to some of the block list items, your text block list management API will be used as part of your content safety layer as concerned. So let's discuss what are the APIs related to the content safety API. There are three important APIs we have. One is text detection API. We have an image detection API, and the last one is your text block list management API. These are three types of API where you will be able to detect the content related to text, the content related to images, or it could be a multi-modal content, or it could be, if you want to block list any text management API, you can make use of it. So all these APIs is going to scan four different types of contents. One is your harmful content, self-harm content, your hate content, your violence content, as well as your sexual content. These are the four types of content category levels you will be able to moderate under your content safety API. So this is your content safety studio in your Microsoft Azure portal. So we will be going through various types of capabilities related to Content Safety Studio. Like we will be monitoring the text content, moderating your image content, moderating the multi-modal content. Finally, we will be able to monitor the overall online activity related to text, related to images, related to your multi-modal, related to your protected material deduction for text and the code. So these are the capabilities we will be discussing as part of the Content Safety Studio as concerned. So there are four types of severity levels which are available in your content safety. One is violence content, self-harm, your sexual hate content, and you can notice the range of your severity levels like 0 to 6. 0 stands for safe content, your 2 stands for low content, and your 4 stands for medium content, and 6 stands for your high content. So this is your responsible AI for your Azure AI Foundry mitigation layers. So you can notice there are four types of layers you can see from the picture. One is your model, your safety system, your system message and grounding, and the final one is your user experience. So when it comes to your model, you have to choose your right model for your respective use cases. When I say choose your right model for your respective use case, the models, when I mention it as your Azure OpenAI model, in the Azure OpenAI model, you can choose either your GPT-4o, GPT-4o Mini, O1 Mini, O1 Preview. Any type of model you'll be able to choose as part of the GPT model, which is there in your model catalog as well. So in the model catalog, you can find your Mistral AI, other types of vendors like your Hugging Face is also there as part of your model catalog. So always choose your model for your right use case so that you will be able to find relevant content for your respective model. Once the model has been chosen, then the next step is your safety system. So you need to protect, you need to monitor your content based on various types of capabilities. It could be a text, or it could be an images, or it could be a multi-modal content, or even it could be your protected material for code, or protected material for your text, as well as your prompt shield unified API as well. So after you're able to build your safety system, the third step you need to proceed is you have to ground your content based upon the system messages. Whether you want to ground the system messages, or it could be your user messages, or you want to ground any Bing related search messages. Whatever the messages, please ground it in a correct behavior or in a correct manner of your grounding technology. Then finally, you have to design a responsible AI framework in such a way that human being as well as your responsible AI system has to interact a direct communication, which is your user experiences. So these are the four important mitigation layers which will be more useful to build a trustworthy AI in your responsible AI for your Foundry, especially for your Azure portal. So we'll be discussing how are we going to deploy a Python-based application using your the content safety in terms of shielding your copilot or safeguarding your copilot using your Python library, and you require a Azure subscription followed by the Azure AI content safety resource. So before this one, what I will do now, I will show the Microsoft Azure portal. So in the Microsoft Azure portal, what we are going to do is we will be creating a resource known as content safety resource. So let's create a content safety resource. So when I say the content safety resource, I'm going to create it. Let's create a content safety resource. The very first one is you have to create a resource for content safety. So content safety, it is a part of your Azure AI services. So I have already provisioned one of the content safety service resource. So let's create a new content safety resource for this. So let me click the button create. The very first one is you need to choose your subscription, and it could be your testing subscription, development subscription, production subscription, or it could be a pay-as-you-go subscription, or it could be your free trial subscription. So whatever type of subscription you may be having, you choose your subscription accordingly. So Microsoft is providing $200 USD credits for a free trial subscription for a month's time. So you can use your subscription accordingly. And the next one is your resource group. So resource group is a top level container where all your Azure resources are placed. Okay. So I'm going to create a new resource group. Let's say consider resource group as DevRG. So DevRG is my resource group. And this particular content safety has to be deployed in one of the region. So you may choose any of the region. Before you choose any of the region, ensure that whether that region is supported by the content safety service or not. So I'll be choosing the region as your East US as a region. And you can provide some of the name related to your content safety service resource. I'm saying test insurance content. This is the content safety name I'm getting to create. Then the pricing tier. So when you choose free pricing tier, you don't have a privilege to use all your services and capabilities. You have limited access. So it's better to choose a standard pricing tier. I'm choosing a standard pricing tier. Next, 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 next. Now the validation started checking. Once the validation is successful, you will be able to see the create button has been enabled. So till the time the create button is not enabled, now the create button is enabled, which means your validation is passed successfully. Hit the create button. Now the deployment started. So in a minute or two, this particular deployment will become successful. So earlier, what happened is, if you notice before 2023, this content safety service and all, everyone able to access it on a easier way. But nowadays, you have to create a content safety service. After that, you need to enable your identity access control management as part of your access control list. So in the access control list, you have to add your cognitive services user as one of the role and add those role assignment to your Azure content safety service. So when you directly hit your content safety studio, you will not get this layer because you have to enable your content safety studio access inside your Microsoft Azure platform. So this is the content safety service. I have already created it. But before you want to use this content safety studio in this particular window, you need to go to the resource. You have to enable one of the settings. So which things we have to enable is, go to your access control. It's the identity access control management. Here, add role assignment. So you need to add one of the role assignment as cognitive services user. So let's wait for the cognitive services user role. So what I do now, just type cognitive services user. You will be able to identify it, the name of the role. Cognitive services user. Click this. Next. So before you click next, you have to add the members. So I'm going to add the members. So as of now, if you notice, there is no members has been added as of now. If you want to add your members to outside of this network, you can add it. So I'm not going to add any of the members. Just what I do now, I'll give next. Next. To hit the button, review plus assign. Okay. So once you hit the button review plus assign, your assignments will be created for this particular content safety service. So after this, what you have to do is you have to go to the home button. In the home button, click the content safety. In the content safety, you can identify there is a studio called as content safety studio. Just click this content safety studio. This will be redirected in a new terminal. So this is a content safety studio landing page. So in the content safety studio landing page, we are going to see different types of capabilities like how to moderate text content, how are we going to moderate the image content, moderating the multi-modal content, and we'll see about the protected material for text and protected material detection for code as well. And finally, we'll discuss about the prompt shield, which is a unified API framework. And the last one is how to monitor the online activity. So these are the capabilities we are going to discuss as part of the Content Safety Studio as concern. Let's go for the text content. So when it comes to text content, as I told earlier, there are four types of contents we are having. One is your safe content, or it could be unsafe content. So when it comes to unsafe content, it could be a self-harm, hate, or else sexual or violence. So look at the prompt in the simple test. Chopping tomatoes and cutting them into cubes or edges are the great ways to practice your knife skills. If you are executing this particular test, and you can see the result in the view screen, whether this particular content has been accepted or it has been allowed or not. So you can notice this content has been allowed because all the categories are safe category. Look at the severity level. Hate is safe, your violence is safe, your sexual is safe, self-harm is also safe. So all types of contents are safe content, and this is a safe one. In case, if you go for the violence content, look at this violence content. So we have a violence content with some misspelling. So there is a spelling wrong in the bleeding, there is a spelling wrong in the tissue, and this content is nothing but the violence content. When it comes to the violence content, this will not allow the users to make use of this content. It will be saying it is a rejected content, or you can call it as a blocked content. Why this content has been blocked or rejected in a sense? Because it has been blocked because of the category known as violence category. So you can see the violence category and look at the judgment status as blocked. And same way, you can check this is only one particular unsafe content, which is your violence content. But look at this. This is your multiple risk categories in one sentences or the prompt. So what is the prompt is, a 51-year-old man was found dead in his car. There were blood stains on the dashboard and the windscreen. At autopsy, a deep oblique long incist injury was found on the front of the neck. It turns out that he died by suicide. So this type of content which is leads to a self-harm as well as your violence category. If you execute this particular test, if the result says this content has been blocked, why it has been blocked in a sense? Because of self-harm and violence. So as of now, all these contents are related to your text moderation API. So we didn't discuss anything about certain words has to be blocked. If you want to make certain words has to be blocked, there is a parameter known as use block list. Click the use block list. So we are going to create some of the words has to be blocked. Create a new block list. So what I'll say restricted items, restricted terms block. So there's a list of restricted terms in the prompt. So I'm going to provide a description like this. So what are the words I'm going to block it as? Let's say kill. Then I'll say die, dead, suicide. So these are the words I'm going to block this. Now if I again executed this one, because our list of words, these are the words is going to block it. If I execute this, you can check it. This content has been blocked and it was rejected by the filter self-harm and violence category. And look at the words. What are the words it has been restricted as? Your dead word has been restricted. Your suicide has been restricted. Okay. So these are the words which is able to identify from the prompt and it has been blocked it. So this is the third category. And the fourth category is multiple languages in one sentences. When I say multiple languages in one sentence, so some of the phrases are English and some of the phrases are French. If I want to execute this particular test, this particular content has been blocked because it is a violence category. So as of now, we will be able to execute a simple test. In case you may be having a bulk text in terms of a CSV file or an Excel sheet, where some of the content will be allowed percentage and some of the content will be blocked percentage. So what I can do is click the data set with save content. Okay. So I may be having a list of prompt and you can notice the label. Label 0 indicates this particular content is a safe content. So this time when I execute this test, it is not only going to produce the result as a allowed percentage, there are some percentage which may leads to blocked percentage as well. Since your label 0 indicates that it is your safe content, you will be getting 100% allowed. And other metrics are precision, recall, your F1 score. So what is precision is when at least one record is predicted as harmful and blocked, which is 1 in the label. Then you can get the precision score, recall score, and the F1 score as well. And you can check out the result as if you want to download your result for a line by line execution, you can check your CSV file as well. So in the CSV file, for each and every prompt, it is going to check whether the content has been blocked or whether the content has been accepted. You can check the result in your general judgment status. So this is related to data set with the safe content. In case data set with multiple risky categories, you can check out the result. When I say multiple risky categories, you have the label 1, 0, label 1, 0, label 1, 0 will be there. In this time, if you execute this particular test, you will be getting the allowed percentage as well as the blocked percentage. This is in terms of your bulk test for your content safety services. I just executed it. So you can see allowed percentage is 70%, blocked percentage is 30%, and you'll get all the values related to precision, recall, F1 score as well. And some of the content are blocked and some of the content are allowed. So these are the content related to text moderation. Same way you can check out for the image moderation content. Okay. Look at the image moderation content. This one, by default, the images which are present as part of the image content moderation is blur by default because responsible AI standard says that all the images according to the privacy policy, it is blur by default. Okay. If I unblur this image, you can notice this particular content has been accepted content. So what I'll do, if I execute this run test, this will simply says that the content has been allowed. There is no harmful content. Same way, if you notice this one, there is a self-harm content. Okay, there's a knife, is a self-harm content. So if I execute this particular test, it will simply says it is a self-harm content and it is a blocked one. So this was simple test. Same way, if I want to execute a bulk test, I want to execute a data set with your bulk test, you can go for data set with a safe content. Okay. So now I'll be loading a list of images. You can see the list of images. All the images are blur by default. Okay. So these are what type of content in the sense these are your safe type of content, and this is the most easier one. Okay, what I do now, I'll execute this. So as of now, what we have been discussed, we discussed your text moderation related to simple test, your bulk test, and image moderation related to your simple test as well as bulk test. So let's execute this one. Again, you can notice allowed percentage as well as blocked percentage you will be getting when it comes to the image content moderation. So in the image content moderation, you will be getting allowed percentage as well as your blocked percentage. Since all your labels are 0, which indicates it is your allowed content. Let it run for some time. Meanwhile, still executing. Okay. Same way we can execute your multi-model content as well. When I say multi-model content, you may be having images followed by text information is there. That is your multi-model content. So multi-model content is still in the preview state. Okay. Okay. There's a network error. It's fine. I'll go for multi-model content. So there's a multi-model content. In the multi-model content, you can see this image. So you have an image as well as you have a text as well. If you execute this, you can check out. You can see the content has been allowed. There is no harmful content. If you notice this one, so you have a text as well as an image. This is your kill them before they kill you. So this is your harmful content. Okay. We execute this. It has started analyzing the content. Let's see this. Likewise, you can execute a simple test as well as bulk test for your multi-model content as well. Okay, still taking time. Let us go for the next one is your protected material for text. Okay, so what is this protected material for text in the sense? So whenever you use any type of content in your content safety window, whether the particular content is lyrics which has been taken from someone else or as any recipes which someone has already used. Okay, so those type of content, whether you want to check out whether this particular text content is already protected material detection attack or not protected material detection attack. Okay, so look at this particular content. This particular content, if you execute this is going to analyze the overall content, and you can notice this is the protected material detection has been detected, which means this particular lyrics is already copyright or is copyright fringent lyrics. This is not no protection material because this is a content which is already copyrighted. So you will be getting an information is this is a protected material detected. Same way, if some of the recipes you used to cook which has been copyrighted as patent related things, again this will say it is a protected material. So any type of lyrics, your recipes, your songs, so those type of content which is already copyrighted or else your patent related stuff, so you'll be getting a protected material detection attack. Same way, if you want to know about protected material detection for code, some of the code in your GitHub, it is your licensed one, and when I say license, no assertion license. Okay, so let's see the protected material code as well. So this is going to check whether your code in your model is directly exist in the already existing GitHub repositories. Are they associated in any other repos? Are they associated with your any other associated licenses or not? So let's check for this. I'm going to have I'm having already a code. This particular code, if I started executing it, it is going to mention this is a protected material code detect has been detected because this particular code has been found in 9 GitHub repositories attached with one licenses, which is no assertion licenses. Same way, and I want to see this particular code. If I execute this, here also you can notice there is a protected material detection has been detected, and this particular code has been found in one GitHub repo and attached with one licenses. If I want to check for non-protected code, and I say non-protected code, this is not available in any of the GitHub code repositories, your new code. Okay. So same way, if you want to check out any type of code which is not a part of your protected material detection attack or not, you can go for your protected material detection for code as well. This is one of the Content Studio safety services. And as part of the content safety service, there is one more feature they have introduced known as Prompt Shield. Prompt Shield is a unified framework that is going to classify two types of attack. One is direct attack, the another one is indirect attack. Okay, so where I can use it. Okay, look at this sample. So here they're given the user prompt as hi GPT, what is the rule of your AI system? This is not any type of attack. It says simply no attack found because there is no attack in this code. So it is simply no jailbreak. But when you will be getting a jailbreak in terms of direct jailbreak attack, or else you'll be getting indirect jailbreak attack. Okay. So when to use this type of prompt shield framework in the sense, especially in the healthcare assistance and all, you have to detect some of the prompt which are unsafe in nature, and you want to analyze the entire patient medical details, which should not lead into any unsafe prompt or unsafe content related stuff. For those type of purposes, you can use your prompt shield. The prompt shield is going to detect the inappropriate content which should not lead into any of the patient medical health reports. If you want to prevent it, use prompt shield. Okay. So in that prompt shield, you can see in the user prompt. So I'm mentioning one of the phrases, DA in the sense, do anything now. This particular phrase can do any type of action or any type of attack, and this is a direct jailbreak attack. Okay. So you should not use such type of phrases in your prompt. So this will lead to jailbreak attack, which is direct attack. Same way, when it comes to the document attack is nothing but the indirect attack. What is the meaning of indirect attack is you will be getting messages which are inappropriate related to you want this much of amount in one of the lottery, or else any of the unharmful content messages, or you got this much of prize amount winning. So those things will come as part of the document type of attack, which is indirect attack. Sometimes what will happen is you may be having an e-learning platform where you want to prevent an inappropriate content. You can use this prompt shield. Same way, if you want to use to prevent any type of content safety related to any e-learning system provider, or else any medical field, if you want to prevent such type of medical report diagnosis, use content safety prompt shield unified framework. So here we have both user prompt is also having a direct attack, and we have a document attack, which is indirect attack. So both the things also we can encounter in your scenarios as well. So this particular scenarios encountered both jailbreak in the user prompt as well as in the document prompt. Document is indirect attack, and jail prompt is nothing but your direct attack. If you want to prevent such type of jailbreak attack, as well as if you want to prevent or indirect attack, use prompt shield. This prompt shield is going to prevent such type of user scenarios and the respective outcomes. And the last one in your content safety is, okay, as a user, I have done this, or else as a text, I have done this. Okay. If I want to check out whether how much of content for the past 7 days, or for the past 30 days, or 90 days, a custom number of days, you are being monitored in your services, you can choose your API type. So you can see the API request traffic, the response latency in milliseconds, and the respective distribution by violence category, hate category, self-harm category for the entire text-based reduction. And also you can notice rejection rate by category, violence rate, hate rate, self-harm rate, sexual rate. And also you can notice the block list reduction for your things. So what are the words that has been blocked for the past 7 days with respect to your text moderation type. If you want to choose your image moderation type, you can choose it accordingly. So this also will produce the results. So as of now, I've chosen 7 days. If you want to choose 24 hours, if you want to choose 30 days, 90 days, and custom number of days also, you can choose it. Same thing for multi-model, and same thing for your protected material reduction attack also. So why this multi-model, the results are not displaying? Because it is still in the preview state. If you can see the protected material for reduction for code text as well. So as of now, code was not there in your monitor online activity. For the rest of the things are available. So this is related to your Content Safety Studio in your Azure portal. In case as a user you want to do this as part of your web-based application, so what is the package you are supposed to install? So this is the package you are supposed to install. The name of the package is pip install Azure AI Content Safety package. You have to install it. Then when it comes to text moderation, install the packages and get the keys and endpoint from the Azure portal and create a content safety client. Okay, which client are we going to create? In the sense, content safety client we are going to create it. And afterwards, in the content safety client, you need to use one of the class called as analyze text option class, and you have to construct a try catch block, and finally you have to print the severity results. Same thing applicable for image as well. The only one change is instead of your analyze the text options, you have to change the analyze image option. So there's the only change. So let's see the code as well. So this is your code for your text. So this is a code text. So what is a function name I have created here is analyze text is a function name I have created. And what packages we have to import is Azure AI content safety package we have to import it. And we need to get the keys and endpoints. As of now, keys and endpoint I have directly given. You can provide this keys and endpoint via your key vault service as well. And first of all, we should create a content safety client. In the client, you have to pass the endpoint and the key. So afterwards, if you want to construct a particular request, you have to use analyze text option class. In the analyze text option class, pass your prompt as a text. So I have been passed the prompt as a text. Then in the try block, I'm calling the analyze text function, and I will be passing the request as a parameter. When I say request, it is analyze text option. Then in your exception block, you are printing the error code and the error message. If it is a hate content, a hate result will be printed. If it is a self-harm result will be printed. So likewise, the corresponding severity numbers will be printed. So in this case, the dog was given, so this is a violence severity. When it comes to violence severity, what will be the score is 4 will be the score. Let's check out the result. Python, the name of the file, .py. Okay. So this is the content, I just executed it. Let me check it out. So you can notice here that it is a violence severity. Since it is a violence severity, I got the score as 4. Same way, if you can do it for the image content as well. So in the image content, what are the parameters you require is key is required, endpoint is required. And instead of analyze text options, you have to put analyze image options. And don't put your text option, you have to put your image path. Okay. So let's take 2 of the images. So I have taken 2 images here. So this is one image. So while chopping tomatoes, I got hurt and the blood is coming out. So there's your self-harm and violence. Similar, there's this one violence category. This is your self-harm category. Let's check it out the results for these 2 images. So what I'll be doing now, the same code. What are the changes I done is key endpoint same, and I have added the image path. Okay. Then instead of your text analysis, I used image options class, and the remaining things is same. Okay. So the I2, what is the I2 images? I2 image is your self-harm, right? Let's check the result. Python sample1.py. If you start executing this particular code, you can notice the result as it is a violence category and it is a self-harm category. You can got the it is 6 as the highest priority and your 2 is nothing but a very low priority. If I change the image name instead of I2, if I change it to image, let me change it to image. Python sample 1.py. So here we'll be getting the result as a self-harm category. Okay. So self-harm category is 0, violence category is 2 because it is your bullets and your revolver as well. Okay. So this is a way you have to deploy a Python-based application if you're not use of your Azure portal. Let's move on to the presentation back again. So what are the use cases where you can use your content safety is? One is if you want to use any online market places where you want to moderate the gaming chat rooms, you can go for your content safety. Social messaging platforms, if you want to moderate any messages, you can go for content safety services. Education provider, if you want to moderate any education related content, you can go for education solution providers. And for enterprise organizations, if you want to moderate any organizational messages, organizational chat, and the chat rooms, you can go for your content safety services use cases. And these are things if you want to moderate any product catalogs or any gaming chat rooms or gaming artifacts or as any moderate images, text-based things, you can go for your content safety use cases. And with respect to pricing, so this is the pricing option. East US, I'm chosen the region as East US, and this is your pricing model for your content safety. For free, it is your 5,000 text records per month is free. For images, 5,000 images per month is free. And for standard, this is your charge, like $3.8 for 1,000 text records and $0.75 per 1,000 images. So this is related to your pricing aspect. So that's it. Before that, I want to show my. If you want to choose the other pricing model of content safety services, I want to show that. So you can change this content safety services with respect to the region wise. Okay, I chosen the East US region. If you want to check for the other region, you can check that as well. So there's a link. You can check the link. If you want to choose, I have chosen East US and this is your Central US. You can change the region accordingly. So the prices will be changed accordingly. Dynamically, it will be varying it. This is one. And so this is my Microsoft Learning Room. You can find my learning room. Name of the learning room is Microsoft Tech Talks. Okay. So Microsoft Tech Talk, my learning room, you can check out. Okay. So in this learning room, you will be getting an updates related to data platform and updates related to AI platform, as well as your Microsoft Power Platform related service offerings. And so along with me, Gomathi and I, we both are the learning room in charge for the data as well as AI tech platform. You just click this. If you want to join the learning room, just click this and you will be getting a voucher for 50% discount for all the Microsoft Azure certification related stuffs. So please fill the Microsoft learning Microsoft forms. Once you fill it, and we will be able to check out which certification is available to get your 50% voucher as well. And we used to drive different types of activities and community related events every month in the Microsoft Tech Talks learning room as well. So that's it. And over to you, Dhruvin.
All right.
Okay, good, good.
Yeah, I think it's a very good insights on this. Thank you so much, Janarthanan, for sharing your thoughts around that. So it's pretty much useful. I would just like to see the chat window quickly if anyone has any question, or maybe from YouTube live if you are watching. If anyone has any question, please feel free to bring it up, and then we can start moving forward to the next session. I'm happy to share the analytics quickly here. Like throughout this 1 hour, almost 75 people coming from live, and almost like we are having 11 people on the team. So good. From audience side as well, if you have any question, feel free to unmute yourself. If you are unable to do unmute yourself, maybe just add into Q&A section or chat question. We are happy to bring it some question over here. I can see one question, Janarthanan, for you from YouTube live. I can see at this point is um, is is it something that Azure AI Foundry is something which is revamping on some of the existing module on the Azure, or is it completely new product? That's what a question I
Okay.
can see.
So the answer for the question is Azure AI Foundry. They have added some of the new services like the Azure AI agent services. And some of the SDK they have added it along with your Microsoft 365 agents also they have added it as part of the agent AI services. And the already existing services are the same thing. And a list of new playgrounds has been added. So earlier there are playgrounds related to Azure OpenAI services like text playground is there, chat playground is there, image playground is there. So now they added that GPT-4o audio playground. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That is one stuff they have been added in the Foundry.
Mm-hmm.
So existing services remain the same, and they have added the new services also.
Okay,
And
okay.
that's it.
Okay, okay, sounds good. I can see one question in the Teams chat window. Someone posted one screenshot. I think Santosh posted one screenshot. Maybe Janarthanan, if you can just open it up. The
I'm getting an
question
option. So,
in the chat window, he added one screenshot, and
hmm.
the question is he's getting an option to select Azure AI. What should I do and select? I have created Azure AI service through. Are you able to see the image, or shall I share my
Yeah,
screen?
no, I am able to see the image. So what you
Okay.
have to do is don't create any Azure AI services. What you can do, you create a content safety services as a separate resource. Then from that, you cannot launch the content safety studio because you have to add the identity access management access. So one of the role is you have to add the content cognitive services user. Then only the content safety services will be visible. Else you will be getting the network error only.
Okay, okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. So,
Janardhan,
yeah.
uh, yeah, I had a question, Janardhan, because these days a lot of college community is also coming towards us. So if someone is starting new in AI, because AI is becoming a new buzzword of the world right now. So
Yes.
if someone starting new, what would be his learning path and how it can go to a certification, because for the college guys they need a certification to prove their credentials across two industries.
Okay. For
So
college students,
what could be a
Microsoft
good
has,
path?
yeah, I'll tell you that. It's a good question, Prince. For college students, you can directly approach me on LinkedIn handle. Okay, I think LinkedIn handle I already shared, or I'll share my screen one more time. First one is you have to connect me directly on the LinkedIn handle, and I'll be happy to help you about how to start with your AI journey. Is first of all, you have to take the AI 900 fundamental certification for all the college students, for anybody. Okay, it is not necessary you should be mastered in AI. Anyone, irrespective of any background, either your technical background or non-technical background, you can go for the AI 900 certification. Just to go to the Microsoft learning page, like I'll tell you the learning page, AI 900. First, to go with that basic modules which are being provided as part of the AI 900. Okay, so there are basic modules available. So these are the list of basic modules available. And in each and every module, there is a lab section available. Okay, and you might be wondering, since I'm a student, I don't have any option to avail the Microsoft Azure portal. For student, the student Azure pack is available. You have to upload your college ID card to get the Microsoft Azure portal access for free. Every year, you have to upload your new ID card for your respective year and get the practice of Microsoft AI 900. And in my YouTube handle, I have already posted for the AI 900 labs. You can check the YouTube handle AI 900 labs. And if you're really interested to give the certification, please, you can join my Microsoft Learning Room. This is my Microsoft Learning Room. In this Microsoft Learning Room, we will be providing the entire learning path of AI 900 along with the training opportunities. And you'll be able to provide a 50% discount on your certification as well. For students, some of the times the Microsoft Virtual Training Days is providing 100% free certification. If that particular option is not available, please join on the Learning Room. So you will be able to provide 50% discount on your Azure AI certifications as well. So these are three ways you have to follow. First, you ping me on LinkedIn handle and what is your need. And the second one is go through the I900 certification learning path. Then third one, go to the YouTube channel and get all the Microsoft Learning labs completed. Then approach me in the Microsoft Tech Talks Learning Room. We will be able to provide the certification as well as the coupon for your AI journey.
Is there a cost involved in the learning room? No, nothing. Right? It's just
No, zero cost. Zero
okay.
cost.
Okay.
All right. So I think with this said, I don't see any more questions. So we are all good to start with our next part of the session. And thank you so much, Janarthanan, again for presenting into
Thanks, Dhruvin.
this
Thank you so much.
session.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm just stop recording here and I'll start again. So what's our next session is about, like we are having the fabric experts over here who are going to answer the question from the audiences. So people who has joined us live right now from our YouTube and from our teams, please post your question, start posting your question. We will try to pick up as much as we can. Apart from that, a week ago we already posted our form on the public facing I mean social media, and we got some question, so we are going to start with that. So I would like to invite Gomathi, Prince, Abhinav and Rajendra for to start with this ask me anything on the fabric side. So let's wait for maybe Abhinav and Rajendra to come up. Abhinav, Rajendra, are you there? I think you guys are here. Maybe if you're on mute.
Yes, yes. I'm
Okay, Rajendra is here and Abhinav. Okay, yeah. So yes, we
Hi.
are. Yep. So we are having this fabric expert with me right now, and let's get start by this round corner question round. So I would like hand over to stage to our panelist and go ahead and go in a sequence. Right, who want to start first? Let's maybe start with Gomti. Uh, maybe just go ahead and I mean let's see what are the question you picked up from our audience and which you would like to answer on the fabric side.
You're on mute, Gomti. You're on mute.
Sure, sure. Hi, thank you for the introduction. I think the first question I'm just picking up. Please give me a second. Before those questions, I just wanted to give a overview of what is this DP600 and what are the study guide they have to follow and what are the important websites they have to check. Okay, so I'll just start with that. And meanwhile, I think the questions we will just continue with that because let us have a short understanding of what it is. I'm just sharing my screen. Let me know once it's visible.
Yep.
Yes, I hope
Yes,
it's
it's
visible here.
visible.
Yes. So, Fabric Analytics Engineer Associate is what DP600, and it's an intermediate level exam. And this exam has expiry date, like within 12 months. Again, you have to renew the exam. So the exam, if your main objective is to do the data analytics part, or if you want to just work with data, then this particular certification will help you better. Okay, so there is no any fundamental exam for this. Like for a Power Platform, we have PL 900, and for AI, we have AI 900. So there is no specific basic because here they have started with the basics itself. Okay, so by the end of this particular certification, what you will be covering is what you will know how to prepare and enrich the data analysis. Okay, data for analysis. So here you will start with anyhow our data analysis start with ingesting the data, doing ETL process or the stuff, and making it even more easy and better to make it for the decision making or for your better prediction, machine learning, whatever the stuff may be. So here we'll be understanding how to do this, and also because everything comes into one picture, right? So that is why they have also added like securing and maintaining your data analytics asset and how to implement the semantic model. These three skills are measured here. Okay, that is maintain data analytics solution, prepare data, and implement manage semantic models. So we have Microsoft has given a clear learning path for this. We have nearly 4 learning path. Okay, and you can see here that each and every learning path has its own hours, like how many hours you'll take. Like here you can see it's 9 hours, it's 5 hour, 5 and 3. So totally within approximately you can complete it within 23 hours, like learning plus exercises, labs and everything. Okay, so if you just click on any one, so this particular first one, getting started with the Microsoft Fabric, it covers nearly 10 hours, let us say, because 9 hours 58 minutes. So if you are a fast learner, you may complete it within 8 hours. If you want to learn like properly, and if you want to take more time, then it may extend up to 11 to 12 hours. Okay, that's not the case. So that's why I have just kept the buffer time for 2 hours, like additionally. So you can see for this particular learning path, you have a lot of modules. Okay, so they have mentioned the modules as well. You have 10 modules to complete, and wherever required, they also included the exercises here. So this exercise, it has a clear steps on how to do this exercise, and what are the various steps, where you have to go, which one you have to do, everything with each and every screenshots and everything they have mentioned here. Okay, so this is where you have to go through this. And here they have given some practice exam, like any other exam preparation video. And here they have mentioned about some 100 minutes of time to complete that is, they will give you 1 hour 40 minutes to complete your exam. So I have already explained about my exam experience. I'll be sharing that soon with you. So this is the complete thing. And if you want to schedule your exam, you can just go ahead and schedule it here. So this is the overview of the exam. And you should definitely look into this study guide. Okay, so this study guide will tell you like what is added or updated, because this Fabric is completely online, right? It's a cloud-based, it's a SaaS cloud-based one. So it will be always updated. We cannot just say, okay, the same thing what you're learning today will be there tomorrow. No, it will be updated at least a monthly once. Okay, a small thing they'll be adding. So what I can prefer or suggest you is whenever you complete, whenever you complete your learning, you complete the certification. Because after 1 month, you cannot expect the same topic. They'll be adding a much more topics into it. So this is what you have to check here is how many percentage they are allocating for each skill set. And also, if you just scroll down, you can see what is recently updated. They haven't updated yet because it's been released like I think 6 to 8 months before. So there is no much updates here, but in the future, you can see what are new thing they have added and what are the things which they have removed. Okay, so this is what all about this exam and everything. I just want to go ahead with the first question. I request, I think, what are licensing on Fabric? I think Prince or Abhinav, I'm not sure.
Yeah, Abhinav.
Yeah, Abhinav. Hi, Abhinav. This question we got it from the audience. Yes, Abhinav.
Right. So interesting thing that how Fabric licensing has evolved and how it is affecting Power BI as well. So we'll touch base on both topics. And the capacity modeling for Fabric starts from F series. It's a F series. They've named it as F series, and the capacities start from as little as F2. Now, when we look at the capacities, if you come from the Power BI background, you'll know that we had Premium, Pro, right, licensing, and Premium per user licensing. Come Fabric, what is happening is that you are getting F-series nodes now, F-series capacities. And the advantage that Fabric gives you is that it starts as low as F2, which is a lower cost. So you can start at much lower cost with data engineering capabilities of Fabric. That is like you can create your lake house, you can create your warehouse, you can load data, you can build data pipelines, and you can do all kind of data engineering tasks and then build Power BI reporting on top of it. Now, here, just to understand that how Power BI licensing is affected by Fabric, along with understanding how Fabric licensing is. So Power BI needs a pro license, right, for development. And unless you have premium, the users also will need the pro licenses, right? So premium capacity P1 was something that is now equivalent to F64. So if you were a premium customer, you'll need to switch over to F64. Come January 25, you would not be able to even renew your premiums it would be like switching over to F64. So F64 provides you the Fabric workload as well as allows you to use all capacities, all capabilities of Power BI. So you have Power BI Premium as well as Fabric within F64. For developers, yes, you'll need Pro licenses. Below F64, it's not that you cannot use Power BI. You can use Power BI as well as Fabric. That is, for instance, you are utilizing you have a very very small project with low data and low memory needs. So you can start with as low as F2 for your data engineering needs. Build your semantic model in Power BI and create Power BI reports. Right. For that, you'll need a Power BI Pro license because for Fabric F2 capacities that they do not permit you to create Power BI for free, right? So you'll need, even though you're having a F2 capacity workspace, you'll still need a Power BI license, Power BI Pro license to work for Power BI users. Now, Power BI reports, once you develop for sharing them and using, other users will also need Pro licenses. So F2 plus Power BI Pro is going to be the most least cost package for you if you want to adopt to Fabric. If you want to still remain in the Power BI world, right, do not want to switch over to Fabric, the old Power BI Pro licensing continues as it is. Yeah, Prince, you had no question?
No, I was just trying to add, can we put up a cost also attached to it also? That's where the
yeah,
things are
I'll
changing.
pull that up shortly. So
Yeah.
for now, it was just to show a comparison that
Right.
how premium licensing are compared to Power BI, right? So if you look here, we have embedded capacities as well, A1 series, right? A1, A2, A3, A4, and Power BI nodes were P1 through P5, the dedicated capacities, right?
Yeah.
So the P1 starts from F64, and then you'll have P2, F128, P3, P4, and P5 equivalent capacities in Fabric listed here. So you'll since you cannot have any more premium licensing on Power BI, you'll need to switch over to Fabric anyhow. And that in a way is advantageous because you are getting the same benefits for similar costs. Because the costing, if you are subscribed yearly, is almost similar to what it used to be for Power BI Premium. I'll pull up the cost shortly. Till then, if there are any questions.
And the transition has to happen by June, right? The transition has to happen by June. After current licensing is expired, there will be no renewals, and the transition happens by that time, correct?
Renewals
It's not
stopping as of January 25. Yeah.
Yeah. So for
Renewals are
example,
stopping.
you have paid it for last year in November, so you can still use it till November 2025.
No, so stopped selling since July, Prince, and
Yeah.
The remaining ones were allowed to be continue till January, and now they'll only be able to buy Fabric F64. Yeah.
After the
Right.
expiration of the current ones, correct? The
Correct.
expiration can go till
After the expiration. At the time of renewal, you will no more be able to renew a P1. So
So after
you'll-
June, that means because July they stopped it, so that means
Correct. Yeah,
till-
from
till-
that perspective,
till
yes.
June. Okay. Okay,
Yes,
got it.
should be.
Yeah, June, because ours is June. Mine is June, so
Yeah.
I know.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Right. So if you look at the costing, F2, right, this is the reservation, which is like yearly annual cost. If you go on to pay as you go, it starts at $250. So if you are having a reservation with F2 and a Power BI Pro license, so you could start with entire package just for $166 per month almost, right? Because F2 will cost you just $150 and Power BI Pro will cost you $10 per user. So you can start as low as that. Just that you'll get 2 capacity units, and when you are a F64, then your users will be entitled to use Power BI reports for free. Developers, yes, developers are always advised to have a pro license, even though they can use that workspace, but developers are always required to have a pro license. So you'll still need to buy some pro licenses for development team, but once you switch to F64, you'll be able to have all your organizational users added to the capacity, and then they can access the Power BI reports in the workspaces without having a pro license. So that starts at F64. Win-win situation because you're getting Fabric capabilities, especially for premium customers. When they renew their licensing, right, with reservation, it's $5,000, which is equivalent to what Power BI Premium was. And you get to have all the advantages of Fabric platform as well. right? So that's a and even for direct link connectivity for Power BI. So it comes with a lot of advantages. The switch is good. There was no point to stick back to premium, so that is why probably Microsoft is doing away with premium, Power BI premium, and will switch over everything to F64.
It
So
brings some more cost to it.
right, right. So there is added additional cost from one lake storage. Now, slightly tricky to understand, but if you're having a Power BI Pro along with F2, the Pro storage still comes with the default Power BI Pro storage, which used to be 10 gigs per Pro license. That still remains with you as long as you're having a separate workspace for under that Pro licensing. But everything under one lake storage, for instance, if you have F2 capacity, everything under one lake storage, this is the cost that you'll need to pay for one lake storage in addition to the capacity. So that is additional cost that you have to bear here. It's coming down to pretty low because per gig it's $0.023. Depending on how much storage you need, this is going to be chargeable there. So that those are the two pieces that I wanted to cover here. Why this is very effective pricing? Because you are when you're switching over to Fabric, you are not paying for Synapse, you are not paying for Azure Analysis Services, you are not separate. If you are F64, you are not even paying for Power BI separately, right? So you're getting best of the worlds in the same cost what you used to pay for Power BI Premium. In fact, with the preview of SQL Server, right? Preview of SQL Server coming within Fabric, right? You'll be able to create a Fabric database that's in preview currently. That would essentially mean you would also not need a SQL Server anymore, right? If you are integrating the complete solution within Fabric. So it will start serving as end-to-end data and analytics platform for your needs, enterprise needs.
Abhinav, there were a lot of buzz about it. People not happy with Microsoft integrating Power BI to Fabric in a licensing space, and even that. So, do you know what was the reason? What was
No,
the reason
it was
behind it?
unless clarity wasn't there. There's enough clarity. So
Because
because
big companies are coming with solutions, so there must be something. If they're creating a business out of it, there must be something behind it. So that might be triggering that conversation. Do you have an idea? Because I wasn't able to get it
there is
because if I
nothing
see
to
the
be
pricing,
apprehensive. People who are using Power BI Pro can still remain with Power BI Pro. Those who are switching over to F64, they are not paying anything extra. If you look at the costing is remaining the same. In fact, they are getting the added advantage. If they want to use Fabric data platform capabilities, pipeline capabilities, they would not have to pay separately for ADF, would not have to pay separately for storage. So and also you could still host your semantic models within this capacities as well. So in a nutshell, everything is getting integrated together. Obviously, there will be fight for the compute, right? Because AS had a different compute, SQL Server had its own memory, right? Your enterprise data warehouse will have its own memory, but now everything is coming together. So obviously, what F64, what P1 could have provided to Power BI, F64 may not provide to Power BI. So that is one tricky situation that people might need to handle. Because if you are shifting your data workloads within F64 as well as Power BI as well as the semantic model, right? So everything is in the same capacity, right? And there may be issues when you are refreshing, when you're moving data from, for instance, silver to gold layer in your lake house, silver to gold layer in your, or for instance, in a Fabric warehouse, and at the same time you are also refreshing your semantic model, right? So resources are limited, right? Resources are that are allotted to you are within the F64 capacity. So maybe if you are clubbing everything together, what used to work for you in a P1 plus other resources scenario, you might need F128. So that is something that needs to be evaluated depending on the needs. Like when you're consolidating all your data within the Fabric platform using pipelines and everything, then that is something which would need careful evaluation, that whether you'll need two F64s, whether you'll need F128, right? So that's something the enterprise architects and fabric architects would need to plan for their clients. So that is one piece to be careful about.
Abhinav, I have one question. I'm Aroh here. Just want to ask you some compliance and the security concerns when the people using Fabric, right? So the many organizations are again not so apprehensive, but they are slightly more practical and in terms of the compliance for each particular country. Each country have different rules or regulations for the data security. So can you give some insights about how the compliance for each particular region, country is all, how to protect it? Because think about the security for hospitals. Think about banking to customers, right? So how the security and compliance can be integrated with the Microsoft solutions. I think some basic insights will be really useful.
So this Aroh one leg security is something that was introduced, and I'm not an expert on that one leg security, but one leg security has been introduced for Fabric platform, and that is designed to take care of the entire data within one leg. As a single security platform, and also the purview has been extended onto Fabric for if you want to put in data loss prevention policies, sensitivity labels, organizational policies. So Purview can still take care of those things. And within one leg security, so I'll say one leg security and Purview, both are there to take care of the encryption, storage, and security. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that was very useful because when I was talking to many users, right, and the senior management, it's very concerned about security, right? And at times when talk about medical instruments and financial instruments, right, they are sensitive data.
I cannot hear him.
Aroh is in transit. He's in transit probably.
Abhinav, we got a question in YouTube, like live chat. What's the difference between reservation and pay as you go?
So pay as you go is you can switch off the capacity, right? That's on weekends you are not have a usage, so that is something that is provided with Fabric, but that comes at a higher cost. You want to use keep the system active, so it's a typical pay as you go as the name suggests, right? Just switch off the capacity when you are not using it. But with yearly reservation, it will be active for all the year, and you'll have a cost. So that's something you'll need to evaluate how the usages for the end users. If you're not using at weekends, right? If you're using these systems only for select durations, for instance, for UAT or UAT or QA environments, if you want to use a separate capacities, probably they can be under pay as you go, because UATs, QA, they happen for a limited duration of time, right? And you can always switch off the capacities after use. So pay as you go can work better.
What does it mean? What does it mean?
It means you'll be charged only for the duration you are using the capacity, right?
Using it. So it's not 8,000 per month. It's an estimated cost that can go to the max of 8,000 per month if you go for an F64.
Right.
Is that my understanding correct? And or maybe if I use just a half of the month, so it will be like 4,000 something or 3,000, whatever, depending upon what's the use.
If you look there, I'll just open that.
So then what's the difference between taking an F2 and just auto scale it up? That is also a scenario, correct? We can auto scale.
So auto scale is for your meeting your demands, usage demands. So it's like
so that also you can be there, na?
That was even with premium. So Power BI Premium, you could auto scale, set it to auto scale for additional compute, right? For when at time of high usage, yes, when the need arises.
24 hours.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's just for 24 hours, right? So for example, if I'm an acceptance and test, I can make it to an F32 or something, whatever, as a premium, as a less cost, and then just auto scale it up to whenever we need it at that amount of rank. And obviously I can control the auto scaling by limiting the V cores, correct? In the subscription itself. So that could be another way, right? So pay as you go might be something they might have thought about it. Right, Abhinav? Is we can merge the strategies across, right? With auto scaling, with pay. You're on mute. You're on mute.
Yeah, whatever suits better. It's
Okay.
like costing evaluation can be done. There's a Fabric pricing calculator, so I'd recommend to use that, so that you can determine the best pricing, right? But yes, reservation is for enterprise grades. Reservation is better, especially clients who are switching over from premium. The reservation is the go-to, right? Go-to
Got it.
purchase option.
Got it.
There are no more questions, then we can move to next one. Rajendra, you have you were taking another question.
Yes.
Okay.
Another question: can Microsoft be used for hybrid and multi-cloud environment? Yes, it will be get suitable for both multi-cloud activities too. Can you hear me? Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
we can.
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Yeah, it works on the both hybrid and multi-cloud environments. I'll just try to tell you one real-time experience which I have received, we faced. Like where a complete setup is on the on-premises source system for one of the project. So we are planned to move to the Microsoft Fabric, which we have purchased a license with F64. And their on-premises source system, which will be get incorporated and load all the on-premises tables, like example, SQL Server database, Postgres, a few other tables are there. We moved all the source systems which are in the on-premises to the cloud-based environment. So we are storing these current tables on a lakehouse. Currently, we will store the data, complete information in the lakehouse. So both on-premises, it will be works, as well as the multi-cloud environment. As I said, external tools like a GCP, Google Cloud Systems, as well as Oracle Cloud, and even the Amazon S3 buckets. So these are the storages. It will be get stored in our by using an external shortcuts. We can connect to the external source systems too, and those systems will be get stored in the lake houses. And as per the requirement, as per the feasibility part, we will try to call this as a semantic model once the data tables will be get stored in the lake house, and we will pull it. And as per the further requirements, right, we will bring it into the model, like semantic model, and we will prepare the reports as well. So there is no, like a limitation on the cloud part. It works for both hybrid activities as well as multi-cloud developments too. So example, Aroh asked one of the question, which we followed the security concerns. Like Microsoft Fabric, it has been authenticated with following the steps, following the policies of Microsoft Purview, where we can try to reuse the existing assets. So instead of duplicating the availability of the data sets or something, we can reuse it in the form of an asset by using it has been integrated with the Microsoft Purview. And duplication of information will be huge. So we will try to get rid of it. That's why the main reason to make this multi-cloud activities and to move the data source systems to the cloud environment. So it will be usual like Azure Active Directory policies as well as role-based access controlling systems, like maybe the granular level of permissions we can provide it like a single user or as a group-wise accessing part, or even the managing the permission level. Currently, it's a preview feature, so maybe in the future we will expect the accessing part of the use of these semantic data sets, in the cloud environment going to the general availability. So it works for the both combinations, like hybrid as well as a multi-cloud related other source systems as well. Any questions on this? Fine.
Rajendra, you're frozen.
Can you hear me? No?
Yeah, we can hear you, but the video was frozen.
Okay. Maybe some network. Yeah. Shall we take another question? Please. Yeah. Prince, any questions in the chat or else in the live teams?
I couldn't see any question in the YouTube as well as in
Alright.
the chat. Yeah, let's go for the next question. How to pass DP600? Any guidance or reference documents?
You already gave Gomathi.
Yeah.
Already,
Yes.
Gomathi, she already provided the information. So I just want to add few more addition to it. My suggestion, other than the learning path, which try to, there should be something like challenges. So Microsoft will conduct some good challenges. Microsoft recently we completed Ignite challenges. So try to participate those challenges. Yeah, try to participate those challenges, and maybe in coming days, Microsoft Cloud Challenge is going to coming up. So there we have to complete the thorough learning package, and once completed, we will receive some voucher from the Microsoft itself, like 50% discount and so on. So try to follow the steps. The examination process and all, which has been shared already. And also, I just want to add, there should be something like Microsoft applied skills. So try to complete for each and every exercises, there should be Microsoft applied skills. Try to complete it. You will get a real-time examination kind of experience. Microsoft, they're adding some assessment and documentation as well.
Hands-on.
Yes,
hands-on.
exactly.
Hands-on
Completely
experience.
hands-on.
Really.
Just giving some. I like that process, which has been added recently for even the lake house, even the data warehouse setup also they have added. Like that, we have a real-time intelligence based. They have added one more Microsoft applied skill knowledge. So try to complete those assessments as well as complete the steps, which has been totally 24 modules approximately, and you will be get ready for the examination. So all the best, and make sure that try to complete this, which is very good. I have completed last year in March 2024. Try to do the same process. Yeah.
And just I just completed, just to add it on to that one, I just completed not even 1 month now. So Rajendra, you need to renew it now. Yours is March is coming closer. Yeah, but jokes apart, but guys, just to guys, it's currently on a discounted voucher. DP600 is going on a discounted one. Anyone who is applying for it is getting a discount of a 50%, 48%, 45%. I don't know what it is, but if you go to the last pay page, it goes to just a 75 euros, something like that. So it's really going down to a very low cost. I think all should go for it once you're done, before Microsoft takes off that 50% off, because it's in still a beta version. DP600 is still a beta version. And other certification that you can go for is DP700 as well. That is more on data engineering. This is more on association, and that is on more on data engineering. That is also something if people are looking to go in the data engineering skill sets. Yeah, Gomathi, next one. I think if there are no questions across.
We have how Microsoft Fabric and Power BI is useful for the business, mainly for fintech startup trading platform. So shall I answer, or anyone is planning?
You go. If you want to answer, then I'll add it to it.
Okay, sure. So Microsoft Fabric basically offer a unified platform, like for example, like a data engineering, ingestion, analytics, governance, and everything. So if you wanted to use that in the fintech platform, like I think you can use it for the fraud detection and prevention. So you can make it like suspicious trading activities or unusual account behaviors or something like that. Or you can also use Power BI to quickly visualize the patterns and the response. Okay. And you can even do the algorithmic trading optimization. For example, if you want to monitor the performance of the trading algorithms in real time, you can do that. Or else if you want to identify inefficiencies, or the opportunities using the insights from the Fabric and Power BI, you can do that. And the main thing is like the customer retention and the personalization that we can do. You can use the data to understand the customer needs and the behavior, enabling the personalized recommendations and everything. And you can also visualize the customer segmentations to tailor their services. And also for the regulatory reporting. Okay, so this is for training. I'm just telling automatic compliance report for audits, and regulatory findings. So all these things you can do it with the help of Fabric. In terms of fintech startup, like you can be really speed to the market, so you can quickly build and scale the analytics capabilities, and also you can adapt to the changing financial market conditions as well with the real-time insights. And because since you are working with a cloud, and that too a Microsoft Azure cloud, so it has an enhanced security and governance, which ensures the data integrity and regulatory compliance. And of course, you can improve the trading strategies and the customer experiences with the help of the data-driven decisions. So Fabric, you can use it for these things. Anything else? If I have missed it, please add, Prince.
Yeah, Gomti. So it all depends on what fintech use case you're gonna take it up, guys. So that matters a lot. Because generally the finance space, the banking space, and the trading space is a well-regulated industries. So they need much higher terms of regulations as well as compliance and lineage and others. And like Abhinav was already telling that there are a lot of previews and everything. To add to it, also there are a lot of data lineage and regulations that can be covered as part of the fabric. Um, um, for me, that's why I say use case, because I would not go for building a trading platform on top of Fabric. What I will do from a Fabric point of view, I would go for more of a reporting and analytics on a fintech from a fintech perspective. I will not go and build a trading platform on top of it. I will give more. I will use it for more analysis as compared to building an OLTP system on top of it, or transactional system on top of it. So that's a use case driven thing that you can think about it. What needs to be built upon it, uh, to ensure that you are compliant with a lot of regulations that you are going into it, because it depends upon which countries you're going to operate in, and how the regulation works in those countries across. Gomti, that's it from my side.
So the questions are over. I didn't see any question on the YouTube as well. If anyone
I
from the
thought
audience.
there were two more. I think there were two more on the forms. And if there is not, I'll just pick up two from my side,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
to
please. So the
just
link
to.
which we had, that
Okay.
is what I could
Okay,
see.
because I thought someone submitted it. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
but I'll
if I
pick
have
it up.
missed it, please.
Yeah, I'll pick it up. I'll pick it up. So for me, one was the question was, uh, we are coming up with lot of terms of lake house. Rajendra, Gomti, Abhinav, add up if I missed on something or something. But people have a lot of confusion between a lake house, a data warehouse, and a data lake. All three being offered by Fabric or by other competitors of Fabric, Databricks, Snowflake, and everything. Google Cloud, BigQuery. What is this all about? People have a lot of questions about when to use what are the differences, and so on and so forth. So um it all depends on the use case. First, I'll just go through the what are the three different ones. A data warehouse is a very old format, and I think everybody knows about data warehousing. We have been doing data warehousing for years. It's for more for structured data that are being in organizations, like in a very tabular format of rows and columns. In those scenarios, a data lake was and it has data warehouse goes by a proper cleanup of data, quality of data is being checked, and it is more for a business intelligence use cases where the data warehouses were being used for so long, because it's a refined information. It's for a purpose of an information is defined upfront to make it more available. So it was more end users were more of your the report users that was going to see the end values out of the business intelligence framework. They were not looking for analytical data to be outputted. Then we brought in lakes were introduced back in 2010-11. Lakes were introduced. What are the data lakes? Data lakes is nothing but a where you I'm just keeping it very short in terms of it's a big theory that it can go on days to explain what is data lake. But in theory, it's like any structured unstructured data, you can put it out there, and it remains in its raw format. It never gets converted to any other formats, and people people can run those MLs and machine learning algorithms, AI on top of it to extract the information out of it. This is mainly was done by the data scientist, business analyst is not a right profile persona, but a more of someone who wants to extract from a business side, the business insights person who wants to take out the insights out of it. Then the third one came because both were having different use cases where the storage of lake was quite inexpensive, or it was not a very expensive operations, and they were change and they were they in a lake data lake they had a different compute for a storage and a different compute for different compute for really processing your data. So they have a storage cost, and the compute cost was differentiated so that the costing model became easier. But what it didn't brought was a good data qualities. Operations were not able to be done. BIs were having some problems, but they had a very low storage cost. So then people came with the lake houses. What is a lake house? Lake house is a combination of these two: storage in a cheaper cost storage perspective, and a querying from a high performance query perspective as well. So people were able to manage that scenarios with the data lake houses, with the structured data, as well as with the it helped it with data lake house, with getting catalogs, metadata driven on top of it, top of the lake houses with delta tables. You could control the configuration and as well as the metadata. So it was well within the rights of lineage and other stuffs. So that's where the three use cases came into the picture. There are still a lot of theories going across the organizations and globe that will data lake house will have a future along with it, because now people have converted organizations from a BI stuff to a self-service reporting analytics or a data platform perspective. So they are changing the mindset. So will data lakehouse exist in a longer term? Needs to be thought of across in terms of a lot of things, or maybe they will merge to a one data platform scenario. But that's something we need to work this out. If you see the growth level, there was no data warehouses in initially. So what they brought is Databricks brought the data warehouse back. Um, People with Azure brought the data warehouse back in the Fabric scenarios, from a SQL data warehouses and all those stuff. So there are different school of thoughts. It's a long journey, and I think it's an interesting one to begin with, and we need to figure it out once we reach the endpoints. There are a lot of good material from Microsoft, from Databricks. I'll post it in the chats or on the LinkedIn. Can go through it, see your use case, and then decide on what you need to take it on to make your life easier as part of your design pattern. Gomti, add it if I missed on something or I didn't cover a certain portion.
Yeah, you have almost covered everything. So like I can just give the key highlights here. So if you want to go with the structured data, and if like you may be thinking like a BI or reporting, and if you want to the storage cost, if you can bear the storage cost as a higher one, then go ahead with the data warehouse. Okay. Or if you have a structured, semi-structured, even unstructured data, you have to go with the data lake. Okay, and as well as like structured, semi-structured, um, uh, and if you want the optimized BI analytics, go ahead with the lakehouse. And yes, other than data warehouse, all are like semi-structured, structured, and unstructured. So only thing is like I think one lake is for the Microsoft Fabric specific thing where you can store the central repository over there and across the Fabric workloads like Data Factory, Synapse, or Power BI. Yes, that is what. We got a question on YouTube. Like, do we have access to all the features, components of Fabric under free trial? So, I think for the free
Rajendra, you want
trial,
to go?
yeah, Rajendra, if you want,
Yes,
please.
sir. Yes, sir. For free trial, we can get it access, like they're giving approximately 30 days. So we can go
Yes.
with the free trial and make use of Fabric related all the stuff. But one thing is, which I have observed when I'm working with the free trial, is slowness is there because it's completely works on the cloud environment as per the data that you are importing. The data size matters. So you can face some slowness, but all the features and functionalities are there if you're making use of the free trial.
But
Okay.
all features are there. So all lake house, everything you
Most,
can do
yes,
it.
Yeah,
everything,
yeah,
yes,
mostly, yes.
yes.
And I think it has some limitations, like only few tables and the data retrieval. So only the problem, only the limitations will be in the data retrieval part. Only the how much MB or something like others.
Exactly.
So yeah. And one more
How much,
question.
Rajendra? I didn't know.
Approximately 30 days they're
How many
giving the free trial. No, it's not like
I
MB.
think
Like
60
as
days
I'm,
to free trial.
yes.
They have changed something?
No, I'm actually getting after 30 days, like after renewal, something like that. So 30
Okay.
days is the max it is getting, which I'm
Okay.
using.
Okay.
And
I
MB
think
size, MB size, I have imported 20 MB file, which I have faced as a slowness with the 20 MB
yes,
itself.
yes. So when
Okay.
I was using a Power BI Premium, I got like 60 days free trial, and then again I have extended. So I think Fabric, I thought like Fabric also having the same thing, like 60
I
days.
got, yes, correct. Power BI it is a 60 days, but I have connected not with, I don't have any pro license, Gomathi. I just connected with normal, with on Microsoft
Okay.
account.
Okay,
At
got
the
it.
time, I got it as a 30 days. It's
Okay, okay. So one more question, like I think it's for Abhinav mentioned, we are not able to renew SP SKU subscription. What about EM and A SKU subscription? Is Abhinav here?
All. Abhinav is here, but it's for all. No.
Abhinav, do you want me to repeat the question?
Nope, that's fine. Yeah, Prince, go ahead. You can cover it.
No. I'm not just saying that all licenses are moving to this one, the F64. That's what I heard, at least heard from the Microsoft guys. I don't know if you have something else.
A series is still available, but yeah, I would I'd need to check that, Prince, when it is going away, because I had the information around primary. Let me. Is that question on YouTube? I can revert
Yeah, it's
later.
the question from YouTube. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Gomti, I think let Abhinav check in. Abhinav will
Yeah,
get
yeah,
back
yeah,
and
sure,
post it
sure,
on the
because I
link on
don't
the LinkedIn.
know around A capacity when they are going away. Because A was A was intact. A was staying for embedded.
Okay. Abhinav, you can check it and
yeah.
I
We can
think
check and
yeah.
answer later. No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And
I
Gom
don't want to give a incorrect answer
wrong.
on A capacities. Yeah.
Yeah, sure,
Okay.
sure.
Okay. I think then let's go for the next one. Gomti, there was one more on the direct lake mode. At least that was at least asked to me by someone. How does this direct lake mode works, and what is the scenario behind it?
No, I
Anybody
didn't
want to
get it.
take?
Can you? Okay.
It was
It's
someone
there
asked
in
me
this chat.
yesterday. No, not in the chat. It was as part of the submitted
Okay.
form. At least
Okay.
that's what I saw in the form submission.
Can you please repeat the question? I didn't get.
What is a direct link mode, and how does it work in the fabric from a fabric perspective?
Okay.
Do someone want to take
Anybody
it, or
wants
I
to
can
answer?
take it
Shall I
over?
answer?
I can also answer if that's not the case. Okay, I'll answer. You guys added to that the whole conversation.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, the direct semantic model, you need to, someone who's going for it needs to understand multiple parts of it. One, with this directly semantic model, all your Power Query transformation has to be moved towards your the data source itself. So you need to ensure the delta table has the all the transformation done, and that's the final version of it. Because Power Query, you might not be able to work as a end user might not be able to edit the Power Query in this Delta Lake Direct Lake mode. Secondly, why it's fast? Because it has a transcoding. What it does, why the way it works is that it when a user sends a response from a Power BI, it runs, opens the report, it renders the reports. A response is sent to the Parquet files directly in the first mode, and all the data is loaded into the columnar storage of what it was defined as part of the last version of the hits. And there is a direct query fallback mechanism involved in it. When, for example, you're querying certain things that it cannot solve it with the current storage in the memory after the first version of first load of it, then it goes back and queries the first it tries to check the schemas, if the schema has changed on the delta tables or not, and it uses the endpoints, sequence of endpoint of a lake house to check the schemas and everything, and then it tends to get back that additional load to that columns into the transporting, and any further data processing on the top of that column will be done via the memory itself. Then it doesn't go back and forth to the this one. Only thing, only problem with only drawback that I felt with direct link mode is that you are taking away the analytical or a transformational capability from an end user if you have given it to them after the semantic model. So that's something you need to understand whether who holds that connection, whether it's how you have personify, how you have made the personas in different part of the your data platform, whether data analyst is using the semantic models to create the reports, or they are able to even edit the semantic models on their own for adding additional columns or whatever. So it all depends on how you have done it. Also, this is only available on Fabric. If you have your storage in your one data lake, it will not work on it. It will only work on the Fabric capacity. You have to have a Fabric premium capacity, either a Fabric Lakehouse or either a Fabric data warehouse to connect in a direct lake semantic model. So that's a nutshell. But I'll post it a link, a good architecture by Microsoft in terms of that. You can have a look at it as well. Gumti, add if I missed on something.
Yeah, I think it's perfect. Like, yes, we have when we are connecting with the data, like we need to fix like what is the storage access method, whether we are directly connecting to the lake mode that exactly, or we are going to have a cache in our Power BI or in our wherever we are just working. So that is what direct lake mode is, like a storage access mode, which enables the data access stored in the one lake directly. We will be directly connecting with that, where we will be getting a real-time update. So that is what. Any other questions? I don't see questions in the YouTube.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, then I think we are done
Okay.
with this session. And guys, in case you have questions, you can post it on our Daily Tech community, and any one of us are more than happy to answer it. Uh, so it's a thing that you guys can do it there as well. Connect with us, and we are more than happy to have a answer it.
Yes.
Thanks for joining on a weekend, guys, and we know it's a weekend. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being
Thank
part of
you.
our learning journey. Yeah, Rajendra, Abhinav,
Thank you all.
anything from
Thanks.
your
Yeah.
end?
Yeah,
Have a great
thanks so
day.
much, guys.
Great
Thanks.
weekend.
Thank you so
Thanks.
much.
Good one.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Thank you, guys. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye bye.
private permanent is all this settled. People did that. I don't have to be I don't recognize. F0. Meaning the word empty. Okay. How they're trying to sell for a long time. So I saw it for all. I'm going to buy that. I don't understand the right.